Oh, there we go. Oh, somebody has arrived. Hello, who is there? Da, 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 da. What the hell? What's going on here? Ah! 1 second, I'm having some problems. Oh, just send the link! There we go. No. Damn it. Right, okay. Hello. Finally, a familiar face. I'm currently in the middle of just trying to... Basically, we had this problem last time where, not everyone was on this, collection of pictures, so I'm just trying to sift through everybody in... Well, I know for a start that you... You are missing. You're missing. You're missing. I'm gonna run out of puppet space, thermometer space really quickly. Okay, there we go. And then you guys are not on there. So, 171, 170, 60, wait, 65. Oh, never mind, get there. Never mind. This is gonna be a slog and a half, but you know what? I signed myself up to do the devil's work, didn't I? So, plus I had nothing better to do tonight, so, you know, why the hell not do something I already did like 14 hours worth, you know? Why the heck not? Okay, that's them, but I'm very confused because the numbering of these cards is very confusing and I don't get it. Are you there? No, you're missing. Wait, you're missing as well. You're missing. You're missing. You're missing. So are you. And you. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Oh, sugar. Okay. Oh, you did? Hang on, let me just get the chat up on my phone so I can read back on stuff with easier. I wish I could play photographic memory so bad, but alas, we cannot at this current moment in time. But it is what it is. Okay, I know full well that's not everybody. Wait, do I even have you? 163? No, I don't have you either. How many of these damn things are not even listed here? Holy... Okay, I think... No, never mind. I know... Wait. No, never mind. Wait. Cause... Yes. Okay, nearly... Wait, I just don't remember you. I don't remember ever ranking you, or did we? I don't even remember, you know. There was someone else missing, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, you know what, I'm just gonna add these and I'm just gonna go from there, and if I miss anybody, I miss anybody, and I'll find them another time. Wait, oh, Pover. Come on. And here we witness yet another example of why this game is stupid. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna do these, and we're just gonna start this once and for all. Get this nightmare over with. That'll be a fun experience to go back. And this time I'll have no interruptions from any unwanted people in my live streams. You know who you are. Sorry, had to get that jab in, didn't I? I genuinely don't remember ranking you last time, but I could be wrong. I could be an idiot. I'd have to recheck. There's that many cards, I tend to forget who's made by who. Or, yeah, I just... What is this? This is... I'm sorry, I'm getting... What the hell? This is... we don't talk about this. This is some experimental stuff right here. What, free EP? EP? What the hell was I planning here? This is bizarre. Anyway, we're going to ignore that because that is, as I say, experimental stuff. Right. Okay, well, hello. We're going to finally do this stupid, godforsaken tier list. Now, to the whole two of you in the stream, one of you, I don't know who you are, but to the other, you are very well aware of what this whole thing is. But to anybody who has no idea and is watching at a later time, basically, back in the day, me and a bunch of pals, we created this really convoluted card game, and basically, we ended up with about well, I mean, I think he's number 272, so yeah, there's a lot of cards to go through. And about last year, we did a tier list of all of them, ranking them, and it took a long time basically, but now I'm a more knowledgeable man and I've rewatched all of the streams, so I kind of know what I'm going into. I'm probably going to be a bit more quick and snappy with it. So, with that being said, we're just going to work our way through the lines upon lines upon lines upon lines of fellas and just make a damn tier list of a card game that we made back in the day. So I've got a few criteria, basically how I'm going to rank these, because last time we kind of just jumped at it with no real thing in place for this sort of stuff. So I'm going to be looking at A, just overall health, B, ability and attacks, C, how effective they can actually be in combat, and D, their overall team play to a game, because a lot of cards benefit teams greatly, some are just kind of... But basically how the card game works, for anyone who doesn't understand, is it was a 5-on-5 card game, and basically you would basically use a spinner, and basically you would have to meet the requirements. So the spinner was like separated into three different colors, and basically you had to roll that. So in the case of this, you would have had to get 4 reds simultaneously on the spinner to effectively do the attack. So with that being said, all that malarkey aside, I'm gonna have to bring out the rules just to go back and like backtrack on some stuff. But yeah, one moment. It was a very fun thing to do back in the day, but you know, I do not think fondly of some instances of this card game having 2-hour matches with people. You see, there's been so many iterations of this game as well, and there's so many goddamn rules. I need to get the rules of this version of the card game, which I believe is this. You know what, it'll do. The game hasn't really changed over time. So, with that being said, first upon the chopping block is me. So, basically, what are we working with here? Well, Gino has a HP pool of 1,500, which I'm going to say above average for a lot of the cards that are in the game. He has the ability to automatically revive with 500 upon being knocked out, which is nice. Plus, he also has health regeneration of 100 HP every 3 rounds, which means if he even gets knocked out, comes back on 500, he could regenerate his health back to full if you allow him, which is a very scary thing. Granted, he does only revive once, but still, it's very nice. Moving on to the attacks, we've got Inferno Slash that does a nice 200 damage and requires 2 red spins, and it burns the opponents for 2 rounds, and ignores abilities, which is a very solid move overall. Now, the odds of getting 2 reds in a row, well, the odds of getting a color that you need on the spinner, let me just bust up this thing real quick, just for the people who are oblivious to what the hell is going on. So basically, here is this godforsaken contraption. Basically, so say I wanted to go for Inferno Slash, it says 2 reds, I would have to spin this doohickey twice, like so, and it is, you know, it takes a while, please wait, haha, very funny. So, look, I got a red, very nice, so I get to spin again. And say it lands on a red, then yeah, I dish out the attack. And that, my friends, would be a hit, which is very nice. Good example there. So yeah, that's how the gist of it works. It's pretty simple, but I mean, keeping track of stuff got a little long-winded later down the line, and you're about to find out why. But anyway, so next up we've got Eruption, which is a 500 damage attack. Oh, by the way, they've got like these P's and S's, they mean physical and special, kind of like how Pokemon works. I don't really need to explain that. So anyway, Eruption, 500 damage, and that requires 3 reds. And it burns and prevents the opponent from healing for 4 rounds, which again is a very solid attack overall. The odds of getting 3 reds back to back is smaller, but that's when yellow spaces come into play, because there is yellow spaces that basically guarantee your attack, which is nice. But yes, this damn thing takes too long. It's actually separated into about 5 different intervals, so it could go for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, or 10 seconds. So with that, I'm gonna half all of these for the sake of speeding things up. And you know what, I'm just going to leave the rest at 4, because why the heck not? So, I mean, if I spin... Actually, no, I've decided. They're all... No, actually... I have decided they're all going on 2 seconds. We are cutting the BS out. Perfect, yep, that's all we need. Okay, anyway, so, Sun's Fury. Anyway, 250 plus damage, and that is 4 reds, which is quite hard to pull off, admittedly, given my experience playing this game. Deals 250 damage on each of the next 3 rounds and causes permanent burn. If the opponent is knocked out before the 3 rounds are up, the next opponent will take damage from this attack, but it has a 3-round cooldown, which, when you think about it, is an absurd amount of damage because you are dealing a flat 250, and then on the next 3 turns you're dealing a consecutive 250, inflicting permanent burn, and then you're also damaging the next opponent should the attack knock out the individual target prematurely. So, with that being said, Gino is very solid. He's a very good card overall. Some of his more stronger attacks do require harder spins, which is alright, because he has stopping power, because he can stay in for a long time. He has health regen, he has a reviving capability. So, realistically speaking, I'm just gonna do what I did in the last tier list, and I'm gonna... Wait a minute, that shouldn't be a... That should be a U. Gino is going in A tier because, yeah, there's not really much drawback with the fellow. He's got good HP, he's got good recovery for HP, he's got solid attacks that do a lot of nasty stuff to individuals. That is not scaled properly, whatever. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up, we got this goofy plant fella. The goofy plant fella. I'm not going to be as much as an idiot last time looking for these things, because, oh my god, watching back on the streams, I was a genuine idiot trying to find these things. So, sadly, I remember Trent never being good. There's the sad reality, this man was done dirty. So, we were dealing with 600 HP, which, for this card game, is very, very mediocre. And then Roots of Healing, he regenerates 50 HP at the start of every round, which... It's nice that he's got every round healing, but 50 is a very small amount of HP in a card game that admittedly has some characters having ridiculous amounts of HP, so it's alright, but it's not great. Arrow Storm is a 60 plus attack, and it just requires you to spin greens, and you can keep using it repeatedly, so if you get lucky, you could dish out a lot of damage. It just depends on your luck, really, which for 60 is nice, because it can build up damage if allowed. Solar Blast 500, 3 greens, confuses the opponent for 5 rounds. 500 damage on a 3 green is, yeah, I mean, the confusion for 5 rounds is nice, but it's asking for 3 greens. But I mean, then again, 500, it's alright, it's not horrible. And then Sunbeam Strike, which is 100 damage on a singular green, and that confuses the target for a single round, which is an alright attack. I think I'm going to be a little bit more generous to my plant pal, because I believe we put him somewhere in E last time. And looking at him, Wait, I'm missing E. I am missing the whole of E. I knew something wasn't right. I have botched this tier list already. Wait, no, he was in D last time, actually. Never mind, I think he was in D before, so... Never mind, he's actually gonna stay in the exact same category he was last time. I honestly thought he was in F for a second, but no. I'm gonna put him in D. He's, in terms of firepower, he hasn't got a lot. And on paper, that might seem like, whoa, he might be doing a lot, but believe me, he's not. There are some stupidly broken things, and this is why we've got as many tiers as we do. But yeah, overall, he's just kind of not bad, but he could be a lot better. And next up, we've got this fella by the name of Grayson. 700 HP. It's alright, it's not horrible. Grayson will deal double the damage for 3 rounds once this ability is activated, but it can only be activated once per game, and that is a major letdown. That it can only be activated once, because on those 3 rounds that it's active, you might not even land a hit. But with that being said, he's got Lightning Surge, which does 100 damage. And it's on 1 green, causes paralysis for 2 rounds, so that's nice, I guess, which coupled with the ability is a pretty easy attack to hit. That's 300 damage on 1 green, which is nice, but again, it's once per game for 3 rounds, so you're very limited. Ideally, if you were going to use Grayson with his ability, you'd just go for Zap Attack, because triple 60 for the chance to repeatedly hit, that is nice, but again, on its own, it's very average. And then 350 on 2 greens is nice. For 4 rounds of paralysis as well, it's nice. I would say, definitely, again, probably in the D zone though, because in terms of overall potential, he's just kind of lacking. HP lets him down massively, but I would say he definitely belongs above our green fella here. I do apologize for talking quite quiet, by the way, because I've got someone upstairs and he's not feeling very well, so I would rather just not yell and scream. Anyway, I told you, I'm going to be quick and snappy with these things. Next up, we have Fen. Again, 600 HP, which is not much. Not much at all. But just to backtrack to everyone, they're not really... They can benefit, definitely, off certain cards in a team, but like in terms of like actual team play, yeah, they don't really benefit their team. Oh, what am I doing? I just deleted... Yes, that is me. I am the fella. Do you know me? I don't recognize the name. Did you go buy something else on PlayStation or something? Anyway, 600 HP, mediocre. Friend will regenerate all of her HP once this ability is activated, but can only be activated once per game, which on paper sounds nice, but you could get one shot. That is a very real possibility in the world of this card game. I mean... One, if it was maybe two, even three uses, I would say that would be a lot better. But with 600 and you only get to regenerate all of it once, it's very and the chances of you being on low health on a 600 in this card game is very, very slim. Water Ball, 80 damage on 1 green and heals by 10. That is terrible. That is, I'm going to say it right now, that is terrible. Not a good attack at all. And then this... It's really not much better because 150 on a 2 green, it's not great because there are attacks that require 2 spins that do more damage and it's only 50. It's not really worth it. And then we've got Storm Blast, which is 400 damage on a 3 green. That does heal 100, which is considerably better than these. But sadly, depressingly, I don't think Fan's all that good. And I don't even think she belongs in D tier with the fellas. I would say she's actually what the heck? I would say she's actually a step below them two. Overall damage, HP, the ability, everything is not great at all. So, you are going to sit at E. Right, next up we've got everyone's favorite robot. Right, where are you? Where are you? I know you're a... Yep, you're a double type, the first double type of the ranking. Oh, dearie me, that is not okay. That is not okay. We're going to be dealing with this a lot. Hang on a minute. I've got a fix to this. God, this game had so much potential and they squandered it. Okay, this... Okay, you know what? We are done with you. We don't need you anymore. Let's be honest. Okay. Okay, you know what? I've got an idea. I'm going to remove the bottom portion of this tool here. And then I'm going to bring it out later because we don't need it all right now. So I can actually... Because admittedly, I'm not going to get onto them fellas today, so there'd be no point having them there anyway. Right, we have got... Let me just... He's not staying in A for now, but I'm just going to quickly make his little thing and then go from there. Okay. His nice portrait. We're going to have all the nice updated portraits as well. So, Cryogen has got 800 HP, which is nice. It's not, I'd say below average, but it's the ability where he more than makes up for it because he's immune to all ailments, which immediately is a massive thing in this card game because to anyone who has even played this card game knows that ailments are a bitch, and B, they're a pain in the arse to keep track of, so mitigating that is great. Then, of course, he takes half damage from attacks, which basically means he's got double the HP, unless you're a card who can counter abilities, but if we're just talking about that alone, then yeah, he's basically got double the HP. So, we have got Blizzard Cannon, 150 damage on 2 greens, freezes the opponent for 2 rounds, which is a very solid attack because freezing completely negates the opponent to attack. So I'd say the 2 greens is very nice for 150 that freezes. Icicle Smash, 80, 1 green, it's alright. It's not great, but causes bleeding, and bleeding is definitely probably one of the weaker ailments in this game, so it's kind of a mid attack. This, and then we got Frostbomb, 300 damage, 3 greens, freezes the opponent for 6 rounds. Very nice, very solid. Cryogen is nice, but I feel like there's people who do his job a lot better. The HP is good, coupled with the ability, but as I say, there are people who can negate abilities. The attacks are fairly alright. The freezing is probably the biggest thing he's got going for him. I believe we put Cryogen in A last time. I'm actually going to bump him down to a B. I think looking back on him, he's not in A for sure. He's good. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, that was weird. He is definitely not belonging in A though, after reevaluating. Next up, we have got him. The Owl Man. Yeah, I don't know what we was actually thinking putting him in an A back in the day. Next up, we've got Not Hootler. We don't use that name anymore. I think I spelled that right, and if I did, I'm terribly sorry, but yes. Archimedes, 1000 HP, very solid. Then we got Power Shield. Archimedes becomes immune to damage for 2 rounds when this ability is activated. The opponent will also damage themselves. Instead, if they hit Hootler with a physical attack while the shield is up, this ability can only be... Okay, yeah, I spelled it wrong. I thought I did. I always spell it wrong. I always spell it the way I do for some reason. I'm just too much of an idiot, clearly. Anyway, so this ability can only be activated once again. There are a lot of cards like this where their ability can only be activated once, and especially when it's for such a minute amount of rounds, it's very, very situational, very not good, admittedly. It's not a great ability when you're working with such a low amount of rounds and such one activation. Yes, it's nice that you become immune to damage for 2 rounds. It's nice that you deal real call damage if they hit you with physical, but for 2 rounds, once, it could be a lot better. The ability is definitely lacking here. Sonic Hoot does 100 damage on 1 red and causes paralysis for 2 rounds. A very solid 1 red attack. I can get behind that. Missile Barrage is a multi-hit attack that does 100 damage, which has the potential to be very, very deadly. And then this is the first card we have got where it is an instant knockout. Now, just to go back, with attacks like this, well, actually, this is a perfect example because we've got an example of every type of attack here. You've got your regular one-hit attack, you've got your multi-hit attack, and then you've got your instant knockouts, which are indicated by the question marks, exclamation marks. So with yellow spins, I briefly touched over them earlier. If I landed on a yellow, it would guarantee me any one-hit attack like this. So even if it was 4 reds, I would be guaranteed it right off the bat. With this multi-hit, I believe a yellow counts for double damage basically on that go, and then for a yellow on an instant knockout, you're not guaranteed it. It instead will count for 2 of the required spins, which there, Hootler, Archimedes, sorry, is a perfect example there. So he's got good damage, admittedly. He's got a nice 100 on paralysis for 2 rounds on 1 red, 100 damage on that, and you know what, despite the ability, he's got 1000 health, so he's got tankiness. And I mean, a nice instant knockout, you can't go wrong. So to be honest, I would say Archimedes would probably belong in... Okay, this is slow. B. He's good. He's not great. He's good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready for probably the biggest letdown you will ever see. This poor fella. This poor fella right here, I did him so dirty. I did him so dirty. We have got Cyrus, which, at first, 1000 HP. Very nice. Cyrus will confuse whoever knocks him out permanently, which is cool, because with confusion, if you miss, you deal half the damage of your attack, plus inflict any ailments onto them, which is cool. He's also immune to confusion, which is nice. You know, immunity to any element is nice. We've got Psychonetic Blast, which is 150 on a 2 red, and the opponent is paralyzed for 3 rounds. Not bad. I mean, there are some attacks that are doing 150 on a 1 red spin, but I mean, 3 rounds of paralysis couples very well with confusion, but does he do confusions? Oh yeah, he does. Okay, this attack, however, this was the big letdown for Cyrus. It's basically like Swagger in Pokemon. Basically, the opponent gets confused, but then they will be dealing double damage for that period. So you're playing a heavy gambit there. On one hand, it's like, yeah, they have the potential to hit themselves for the full amount of damage to their attack, but then if they hit you, you're going to suffer for it greatly, which I guess complements the HP, because he's got 4 digits in HP, but still, this attack is just too risky, and for 50 damage, it's almost not even worth it, unless you know you're going up against someone who can genuinely, like, struggle to land attacks, then yeah, I'd use Cyrus for that situation, but in a lot of instances, no, it's very situational. And then we got Traumatized, 500 damage on a 3 red, and then the opponent cannot attack for 2 rounds, which is nice, because, you know, you're immediately blocking someone from doing anything for 2 rounds. So, 3 reds, 500, negates the ability to attack for 2 rounds. Cyrus is very strange, he's a weird one. He's, I guess, very situational, especially when it comes to this. If you play him against the right opponent, this could be good. He's got alright damaging attacks. He's got a nice amount of health. And, I mean, fair enough. You know, whoever knocks him out gets permanently confused. And he's immune to confusion. So, you know what? I think we raided Cyrus quite badly in the last one. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to put him in B. He's alright, to be honest, looking back. I feel like his kit is better suited to certain types of cards. I feel like, especially like in the case of Uber cards, which to anyone who's not familiar are special types of cards which can only be used by themselves. They're kind of essentially like boss cards, as opposed to like a normal team of 5 that you'd normally have. Anyway, I feel like B is nice. It's a shame seeing these guys so low, but I'm now certain that they are genuinely D and E respectively, and I'm happy with where these guys are so far. They've got their uses, the B and the A guys. But with that being said, we are moving on to. I'm gonna do these two together because, admittedly, they're so similar in what they actually do. And from what I recall, last time they were literally in the same tier. I'm also not going to change the pictures for these because I actually prefer the old pictures, what I used. Anyway, so we got Fantapular and Null, and these two function very similar. So we've got Phantom Aura for the ability on Null, which he permanently leaves after 15 rounds because he doesn't have HP, so you can't actually damage him. You can Oh no. The opponent cannot heal, which is a huge crippleness to anyone like Gino or Trent, who have like passive regens. Same with Fen, because she also has healing. The opponent cannot heal. They will be inflicted. If they inflict an ailment on Null, they'll be inflicted with the ailment instead. And then Null heals the whole team by 500 HP upon leaving, which is very solid. He's got 15 rounds to do the following. So, Merciless Beatdown is a 600 damaging attack, which requires either 3 greens or 3 reds. So depending on what your first spin is, you could get a green and then you could go for another 2. If you get a red first, you could go for another 2, which is not seen very often, which is nice, and causes confusion and paralysis for 4 rounds. A very solid attack that is very generous with its spins as well. Debilitating Strike, 200 damage on 2 greens/2 reds, but the opponent can only deal 10 damage for 3 rounds, which on a card that has no HP is very bizarre, but you could take advantage of that and swap out, bring out someone who might be a bit more fragile, let them dish out some heavy damage if it's a glass cannon. It has its value in team play especially, and of course a nice instant knockout if you're feeling like it, which 15 rounds I feel like you could definitely pull off. Moving on to Fantapular. We've got a very similar situation going on. Leaves after 15 rounds, disables the opponent's ability, is immune to all ailments, and damages deals damage to the opponent upon leaving. So not to the whole team like null heals, but 500 flat damage to your current opponent is nice. Unless, of course, they don't have HP, then it's pointless, but not often you're going to run into that. However, we've got Phantom Wrath, which is 300 damage, 3 greens, 3 reds again, and damages the whole opponent team. 300 damage for that lower spins on everybody is probably one of the best AoE attacks in this whole card game. We got Phantom Blitz, which does 800 damage, again, on 3 spins. And if this attack knocks out an opponent who has less than 800 damage, the remaining damage will be dealt on the next opponent. And then, of course, an instant knockout. These two are very good. Probably 2 of the best cards I've ever made. Probably 2 of the best cards in the game. And I am still going to stick with what I did last time. And they're going to be the first 2 cards to enter the elusive S plus tier, because believe me, they are very good. They are just overall solid with literally no drawbacks whatsoever. Well, I will say I feel like Fantapula probably has the slight edge over Null, but then again, it all really comes down to personal preference on what you would want to play. Though, like, anyone can even play this card game anymore because, you know, LPP servers are down and all that. Not great. Anyway, moving on, we have got this fella right here, Huntsman. Let me change that goofy old picture and put his new one. There we go. Right, so 650 HP, which is pretty average. Hollow Point rounds, Huntsman will deal an additional, I cannot speak at the minute, an additional 200 damage on his next 2 attacks when this ability is activated. This can be activated twice. This is a good example of how you do an ability that you can only activate a certain amount of times. Instead of being round based, it will just apply to your next 2 attacks, which is very nice, because on something like this, terrifying. You could buff a multi-hit that does 60, make it do 260, and just have a multi-hit that does 260 for the next 4 rounds if you felt like it. Well, no, for the next 4 attacks, should I say. Very, 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 very deadly if you allow it to be. Sniper, 150. 2 reds, cause it's bleeding for 4 rounds. Again, if you couple it with that, that is 350 on a 2 red. Guaranteed. Skull Smash, 80 damage, 1 red, causes confusion and paralysis for 2 rounds. The damage is lacking, but I guess it makes up for it for the multi-ailments, but can be buffed with this, making it a 280 on a singular spin, which is very foul. I mean, you think about it, you could get 4 of these 280s. Huntsman's good. I would say he's actually better than what we initially gave him. He has good damage output if you allow him. Granted, it is limited, quite limited. His HP is sadly lacking, so I'm going to put him in C. C for sure. He definitely brings more than like these 2. Definitely Fen. He has damage output, which is nice because it is a very valued thing to have on a team. But there are people who do it far better, and you are going to see. I mean, to anyone watching this, you know what I mean. But next up, we have got this goofy fella. Is he a machine slash lightning type? No, I think he's actually pure. I don't know. There he is. Tesla, not to be confused with the foul car brand. 600 HP, which is average. However, hyper paralysis caused by Tesla requires the opponent to spin 2 extra times, which is very foul. That is very foul, because paralysis just requires every attack to have an extra spin, but this requires 2. So what would otherwise be a 2 red in this case would become a 4 red. Anyway, 70 damage on a 2 red is very lacking, however, but causes paralysis for 3 rounds, which is nice. but the attack itself is pretty lacking in terms of output damage-wise. Tesla coil, 70 plus damage, required spins 2 reds. Place down a Tesla coil, deal 30 damage on the next 2 rounds, then do an additional 50 damage on the round after those 2 rounds. So you do 7, no. Yeah, so you do a flat 70. The 2 rounds after that is another 30, so 100, 130, and then the round after that, so the third round, 50, so what? 180 damage overall on 2 reds, which is nice. Solid, but sadly it doesn't capitalize on the ability and doesn't do any paralysis. And then Shocker, 450 damage on a 3 red, which is very nice, and then causes paralysis for 4 rounds. Not bad overall. His HP is sadly very lacking. His attacks are alright. It's probably his ability that is his saving grace. He can be tricky. Hello? I can hear you. Wait. Can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Anyway, so, with that being said, I'm gonna put my boy Tesla in... I'm gonna put him in C. His ability's nice. Yes, I can't hear you, but I can read what you're saying. I'm gonna put Tesla in C. He's got a good ability, but sadly his attacks overall are kind of average overall. Especially with one not being able to utilize the ability as well is not good. But can be a problem if you allow it, but the low HP doesn't help him either, so C tier. Definitely brings more to the table than the guys in D and E though. Next up. Oh, no, yes, I do remember now. The name does ring a bell. That is, bloody hell, I have not heard the name of XC in a long, long time. But yes, I do remember. I remember the Detroit Divided name. Wait, I see. I think I recognise both names, actually. But yes, I do remember you, actually. It's been a while. How you doing, pal? It's been some time, hasn't it? Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked then. Let me find our next card to evaluate. I believe he's a pure poison type. Yeah, serious Scourge. Scourge, you are G. Right. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. I've kind of been slowing down lately of what I've been making. I mean, I've kind of retired making stuff on LBP, but I mean, that's more so due to the fact there's the servers and everything. And, I mean, this card game was a lifetime ago now, holy shit. But, yeah, I appreciate you like the stuff. I mean, it's not all just me at the end of the day. This is so many other people's work, and I can never take credit for everything. There's so many people who have helped me out over the years making this stuff, and not just this necessarily, you know. I could never take credit for everything, but besides the point, Scourge, 550 HP, incredibly low. However, Poison, triple the damage. Now, if I recall correctly, I think Poison was a 40. Yes, 40. So, I mean, that's nice. 120, is it? Yeah, 120 damage on Poison. I mean, you've got a 1 red that inflicts poison for 2 rounds, so essentially you're dealing a hell of a lot of damage on just a 1 red, because 90 damage flat plus the 2 rounds of triple poison. Not bad. Right, we got Toxic Mine, which does 150 on 2 reds. Only does damage, inflicts poison for 2 rounds after being used. 2 rounds after being used, and poisons the opponent for 3 rounds. Very solid. It is a timed attack, but I mean, it's nice damage. The poison, 3 rounds, that's a lot of damage. And then Sludge Wave, 350 on 3 red, solid. And then 5 rounds of poison, coupled with the ability, that is very good. Sadly, the only thing letting me down is the HP. If he had higher HP, he would definitely... Honestly, if he had higher HP, maybe somewhere between, like, maybe 800 to onwards, then I would consider putting him in A tier, honestly, because damage output is ridiculous, but the HP lets him down so much. And I understand he's probably designed to be a glass cannon. I mean, I'm the guy who made him, so probably at the time of making it, yeah. But sadly, that huge drawback alone, I'm gonna put him in C, but I'm gonna put him at the top of C. I feel like, actually, no. I'm gonna put him in B. I'm gonna put him in B just for the damage output alone. Very good, very solid. Just the HP lets him down. Lets him down so much. Okay, right. Howitzer is next. Fire type. Okay, so we have got Howitzer, and he has 750 HP. He has the ability Blood Rage that he is immune to the effects of bleeding. Instead, deals 100 additional damage while bleeding, and also regenerates 100 while inflicted with bleeding, which is very nice because he has an attack that, as you can see, actually makes Howitzer bleed, and admittedly bleeding is quite a common ailment, so he can benefit a lot from bleeding. But anyway, so 90 damage, 1 red, causes bleeding for 2 rounds. Solid 1 red. It's not the best, but it's alright. Better than a lot of people's 1 reds, that's for sure. And then obviously 2 reds on a 150, which is kind of low damage for a 2 red, I'd say, but I mean, causes the bleeding, which then obviously buffs, which then obviously can then buff that, which then admittedly makes that attack a hell of a lot better. 190 on a 1 red, very good. And then what, 250 on 2 reds, good. And then 450 on 3 reds if you have the ability active, but flat 350. And then burns the opponent for 2 rounds. I just realised this isn't even a fire type. I thought it was for some reason, but I'm an idiot, clearly. Howitzer is good. He's got good damage. And I would definitely say lives in B tier as well. Why the hell not? I feel like he's a solid card overall. Just maybe a little on the low side on the HP, but I would say he's definitely. Actually, I don't know. Actually, yeah. Nah. That'll do. I'd say they're on par, almost. I just feel like Skadge has a bit superior damage output. Anyway, Scar is up next. We have got 950 HP, which is nice. Mind Reader, Scar will dodge the first 4 attacks that the opponent attempts to hit. Very good. Limited, but good. Psycho Terror, 2 reds, 120 damage, causes bleeding for 2 rounds. Weak attack, admittedly. Mind Mort 50. The opponent's next attack will instead hit themselves. They cannot swap out either, but the attack cannot be used while the effect is after. I mean, 2 reds, 50, but again, the opponent's next attack will hit them. But then obviously that will probably cause the opponent to use their weakest attack on themselves. But you know what? Why are you hitting yourself, you know? It's alright. I guess the low damage compensates for that, because I mean, they will inflict the ailments on themselves as well if it is one of those attacks. And then, Memory Loss, 2 red, 70 damage. The last used attack cannot be used for 5 rounds, which complements that nicely because, I mean, if they use their weakest attack and then you pull off Memory Loss, you negate their weakest attack, and then they'll be forced to use a stronger attack on themselves. I guess it's just kind of hitting the reds, but I mean, I guess it's not horrible. Scar's alright, I'd say. He's alright, but does he live in the B tier with these guys? I would say no. Would I say he lives in C tier? Yes. Not quite D. I feel like he brings a bit more to the table in terms of what he can do. I know full well we're going to have one of our first very low tiers here, but we've got Beatrix with the lowest HP of anybody we've seen so far. Blind Rage. She is immune to all ailments and cannot be knocked out when on max health. Beatrix will instead be left on 1 HP. Beatrix deals an additional 500 damage on 1 HP, which is great, but if someone has a multi-hit attack, you're dead. If someone inflicts a status effect on you, you're dead. Very risky. Almost not worth it. Friendly Cause, which is an admittedly very good multi-hit attack, 130 damage. 250 on 1 green. I mean, the bleeding's more irrelevant. You're just kind of looking at this, really, and that is good enough. 650 on 2 greens and bleeding. Offense, brilliant. Probably one of the best offensive cards I've seen so far. It's just the health is so bad. If Beatrix had 500 HP, I would, honest to God, put her in C tier, because that would mean something. But it just ain't happening. Okay, maybe C was a bit too generous. But then again, I don't know. I mean, if she had more staying power, just by a little, then yeah, but just because of that alone, you're not going to ever capitalize on anything. At the minute, I'm going to shove her in F. I may change my mind, but for now, we're just going to say F. I know, right? It is such a shame, because Beatrix, as I say, offense-wise, probably the best card we've seen so far, in terms of just dishing out quick damage easily. It's a shame, but, you know, it is what it is. Next up, we have got fella over here. I remember Oneg being really awkward to rank because of just his overall bizarreness, because he is the first card here which has 2 forms and he can swap at will, I believe. So both have, I think they both have a shared HP stat, so it doesn't matter. Oneg regains 200 HP when he knocks out an opponent. He also regains 20 HP when he hits an opponent. Oneg is immune to ailments and distills the opponent's ability. Very good. You can swap out to his null form at the start of a round. HP is shared between both forms. Very solid ability overall. 20 HP per hit. I mean, it'll add up if you hit. You know, it's not much, but I mean, he regens, there we go, 200 when he knocks someone out, which is nice. Vicious Rake, 100 on a 1 red, nice. It's average, it's good. Psycho Barrage, 800 damage, 2 reds, great, but it costs him 800. Now, admittedly, you could hit somebody, knock him out, regen 200, you know, it's not bad. However, this attack does work well with, wait, does it? Ignore me, never mind. No, it doesn't. Yeah, very risky. It's kind of like very situational. Do you really want to do it? Definitely would benefit from having a healer on the team. I know he can heal himself, but the healing is very situational, and just the healing from a hit is very minimal. So, I mean, you could, like, use it as, like, a every now and then, you know, hit it, use it to knock out someone out, regen 200, and then use other attacks to slowly build your HP up, but it is long-winded. I would definitely recommend a healer if you're going to use this attack for any reason. Have a Merciless Bludgeon is 350 on 3 reds, which causes bleeding for 6 rounds. A very solid attack overall. Oneg's Fantabular Form is a very solid card overall, I would say. And then Oneg, his null form, obviously shared HP, gets a strength buff of 200 when he knocks out an opponent, and they inflict an ailment. If they inflict an ailment on Oneg, they'll instead be inflicted with that ailment instead. Then obviously you can swap between the forms every round, should he please. Focus energy is 0 damage, requires 2 reds. Oneg's next attack will deal an additional 100 damage. This can stack up to 3 times, granting a 300 damage buff. So not an attack, but a buff to yourself. And that is very nice, because you could just keep going for this, get that 300 damage buff. You could then swap, use Psycho Barrage if you wanted to, absolutely annihilate some poor sod, and then, yeah, call it a day. Or, you know, just use any other attack, really. You've got a lot to work with Oneg. He's got 6 attacks, well, 5 technically, and a solid ability. well, like status attack, whatever you want to call it. He's got a nice thing there as well. And then devastating palm strike, 200 damage, 3 regs. The opponent's damage is reduced by 100 for 2 rounds. Very nice. Oneg is good. It really depends how you want to play him. Do you want to use this card? I feel like this ability with the strength buff 200 would work better on the form that is... I don't know, it's hard really. I mean, I don't know. I guess this form's more about buffing attack. This one's kind of more for self-healing. But again, strong attacks, regardless. I guess it really just depends if you need a quick heal or if you want that permanent damage. Personally, I would go for the damage. I feel like the health, you don't need it if you want to run a healer, which would probably be recommended for most teams. So, like, almost no point really going for the knockouts for this. I'd just go for the 200 damage increase, you know? It's a no-brainer. Like, you get that built up over time. Then you're scary because then you can buff your damage with that. Very good. I mean, you take a 2 red 50 and you could buff it to something. You could take a 100 red and buff it to something scary. And he's got the HP to back it up. He has healing capabilities. He is very, very, very good. And I'm going to make the very controversial decision here. And I didn't do this last time, but... No, I'm not going to do it. No, I am going to do it. He's doing it. He's doing it. I've decided. My own personal opinion. The duplicate is better than the OG. Oh. Plantzilla is up next. The colossal plant creature. Currently, the highest HP we've seen on 2000. Rampaging Beast. Plantzilla will deal 100 plus damage when dropping below half. The damage boost goes away if Plantzilla goes over half HP. When we're dealing with 2000 HP, when you drop to 1000, you're dealing a plus 100. Nice. Take it. Thrash. 500 on free greens cost paralysis for 6 rounds. Nice, I guess. Colossal Smash, 4 greens, instantly knocks out the opponent of an ensnare. 50 plus 1 green, deals 50 damage on each of the next round. Next 2 rounds, that is 150 on 1 green over the course of 3 rounds. Nice. Coupled with the ability, that suddenly bumps up this attack from doing 50 to 150 for 3 rounds. And I mean, we've already established that you only need to drop to 1000 for that to kick in. Suddenly you've got a very scary attack on your hands. I feel like we did Plantzilla a bit dirty last time. I feel like Plantzilla's got good health. The potential to do some heavy damage. So I would say in B tier. I don't remember where we put her last time, but I'm gonna move you up in the world. Oh my god, what am I doing? Not beating Cryogen, though. Actually, yes, beating Cryogen. Actually, yes, beating Cryogen. Who would have thought Plantzilla at top of BA? That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. I feel like we slept on Plantzilla last time. Very good card. TBH. Right, oh, Serena, I remember this one being very bad as well. This is a very unfortunate case here. We've got Serena, who only has 450 HP. She will dodge an attack, and the ability has a one round cooldown. So basically, you're going to be dodging a lot, which is nice. It's just, this is pathetic. The whole gimmick, essentially, is just to confuse the opponent and paralyze them. And basically just let them do all the damage to themselves, which is very, 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 very stupid. The ability is very good. The ability is probably one of the best dodging abilities in the whole game, but coupled with the HP, all it takes is one fella to just... You gotta keep in mind, it's an attack. So, like, I guess, I don't really know if a multi-hit just counts as one attack or multiple. I guess it would count as multiple. So, I mean, if someone busts one of them out, should dodge the first hit, but then after that, it's just not good. It just ain't good at all. Depressingly, sadly, fellas, we have our first G tier. Hooray. Next up is Dementra, who has a nice 900 HP. For every 100 HP loss, she gains a plus 100 damage boost to her attacks. She'll lose her damage buffs if she recovers HP. So really, you don't want a healer. 50 damage, 1 red. Causes confusion for 2 rounds. Frantic burst. 150 damage, 1 red. Loses 50 HP. So I guess it complements the ability, but it is risky to, of course, deal recoil on yourself. And then 200 on 3 reds causes paralysis for 4 rounds. She's alright. She's good. She's alright. She's decent. She's got a gimmick. She's a gimmick character, which I can respect. But does that make her good? It makes her alright, I guess. I mean, she's certainly got a lot more going on than these fellows, I would say. But I would probably put her, like, I guess, like, maybe between Cyrus and Archimedes, and that seems about right to me. Just feel like there's people who can do a job better, but she's alright at doing her job, and she's got a gimmick, and we like gimmicks around here. Okay, now we've got this monstrosity of a creature, and I'm telling you right now, this card is probably gonna be going in a certain place because he's foul in every sense of the word. Right, we have got Abaddon, 2000 HP, very solid. Dark Resurrection. Abaddon automatically revives with 500 HP upon being knocked out, but it only has 1 use, so effectively 2500 HP. Soul Steel. It's an instant knockout, but they cannot be revived at all if knocked out. Rampage, 200 damage on a multi-hit is disgusting, and then 120 plus on a 2 red. The opponent takes 120 damage at the start of the next 2 rounds, effectively making this a very disgusting attack. So, realistically, there's only one place this fella belongs. By golly gosh, it's right here. This fella's gross. There's no reason for that amount of grossness. I'm not gonna put him in S+, because Fantabular and Knowledge is so good. They don't take damage, they cannot be taken out at all. And there's a lot of other people who are just more broken than that, and that is in itself very ridiculous, but you're gonna see why. Maybe not tonight, because I mean, with what I'm gonna probably get through what I've got here and maybe call it, unless I feel like it, but we'll see. We'll just see how quickly I can just blast through all of these. Okay, next up, we've got a letdown. I know this is a letdown. Oh, we don't need Trent's nut. Okay, we have got Ileana, who has 1000 HP, which is nice. Regeneration. Regenerates 50 HP every 2 rounds. Is also immune to all ailments and instant knockouts. If the regeneration was better, it would be nice, but then again, 1000 HP, I guess it makes sense. I mean, that's 100 HP. And then again, no, it's 2 rounds. If it was 50 every round, or 100 every 2 rounds, then it'd be better. But I mean, immune to all ailments and instant knockouts is very good regardless. If you don't look at that. Still solid overall. Piercing Light, 90 plus 2 greens deals double damage on all dark cards. For that flat damage, it's not great. However, there is a lot of dark types in this game, so I mean, you're dealing double damage on probably the most overinflated type in the whole game, so I mean, yeah. Light of Radiance, 250 damage on 3 greens, which is not great, but I mean, it does damage all the dark cards on the opponent's team, but it's very situational. This is the ultimate dark type hater, I guess. And Purify instantly knocks out the opponent. All dark types on the opponent team also get knocked out. Ileana hates dark types. She is... I mean, she's got a good ability if you don't look at the health regen, because it is kind of caca. She's got good health. Her attacks are kind of average, sadly, so I guess that kind of averages her out. I don't think she's horrible by any means. I don't think she definitely belongs in C. I'd probably just say C. No, B. I guess she's got a lot good. No. No. No, you know what? This is the perfect example of what a C tier should look like, I would say. Someone who has, on a fundamental basis, the potential to be great is just let down by a lot of key factors, sadly. And I think that is alright. Weaver up next. I recall putting him in C tier last time, but will I change my tune? Only one way to find out, I suppose. Right. No, that's not him. That is somebody, though. A freak of nature, but we'll get onto him. I've gone too far down. Oh, that is the wrong rock type. That is also the wrong rock type. That is also the wrong rock type. Nope. Nope. There he is. Found him. Found our fella. Old picture be gone. And in with a new. So, 950 HP. Opponents take 30 damage when they hit Weaver with a physical attack, which is absolutely laughable. 30 damage. I mean, recoil is recoil, but 30 damage is absolutely laughable. That is silly. Stupid. But do the attacks hold up? Let's have a look. 200 on a 2 red. Decent. Paralysis for 3 rounds. Overall, nice attack. Stone stab 100 on 1 red. Very nice bleeding is whatever, but yeah, ailment on a 1 red with 100. Nice. And then Rock Blast is 90 plus. It is a multi-hit. Weaver is definitely still going to live in the C tier. He's just kind of like the perfect example of a card that is just average at best. And again, you know what? I am going to change my tune here, because thinking about it, D. The D. I just soon realised what the hell I was doing. I was like, that ain't right. C with these fellas, they bring a little bit more. But he's there. He's here. Actually, I feel like he's better than these two. Whoa, hang on a minute. That's wrong. That's better. That's much better. Okay, we got this fella next. Butcher. Can't find his card though. Can't find his card. Where is he? Haley. Ah, there you are. Rightio. 450 HP endurance. Butcher will only take half the damage for 4 rounds when dropping below height. But like 450. Like, come on, you really expect anyone's going to leave you on 225 HP or less when you've got that much? No. 2 greens, 300 paralysis. 1 green, 200. Good offense. Terrible health. An ability that's barely even going to complement that. This is a good example of a card who just... meh. You know what we do with cards who we think are very meh? You know where they go? Do you know where they go? They go to the bad realm. They go to the F tier. Because we don't like people who don't do anything good. But you could be worse. You could be in G. Speaking of F's and G's, we got this silly sod next. 650 HP is already a pretty lackluster health stat. Overcharge. If Skylar hits 2 attacks in a row, her attacks will deal an additional 100 damage. This buff is lost if she misses. Bold of you to assume you're ever going to attack twice in a row. Oh my goodness. Lightning Bolt 70. Meh. 70. I mean, I guess the ability and overcharge complement each other nice, but it's still having discharge 152 greens paralysis for 4 rounds. The ability just doesn't really complement this attack at all. Ugh, dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Does she belong in F? Actually, no. I'm gonna give it the no. What am I thinking? I am an idiot. Ignore me. Actually, ignore me. You're actually going to go at the bottom of F, actually, because I feel like these two could at least maybe deal a heavy hit. What are you realistically going to do with your 70s and your 150s? You know, like, come on. Come on, lassie. Right, next up, we have... Okay, right, I'm just going to be real with you right now. There's literally no point even going to pretend that there's a reason to rank fella here, because wait, oh yeah, he's an Uber, so basically instantly, immediately, because he's got 3 cards, and basically how it works, every time you knock him out, so as I said earlier, there's these types of cards called Ubers, which essentially act as boss cards, and he is such a card, and we have a little special place for cards like you. And we put you in your own special category, because there's no point ranking you amongst all the others when you're basically meant to be broken. But in terms of actual Ubers, I would probably say he's probably not the best, but he goes in Uber just because he is an Uber driver. He's an Uber driver confirmed, canon. But let's just quickly go over him, just for the sake of going over him. So, 250. This card, keep in mind, is very average. 450 HP, you know. Event, like, you know, it drops below harsh speed. Bonus takes 150 when it runs, it reaches 0. Yes. The ability can't be negated even over forms, blah, blah, blah. 250, 2 reds, paralysis 3 rounds, yes, very nice. 1 red, 100, paralysis 2 rounds, very nice. 450, 3 reds, very nice. Even better when we go here. 1,500 half power, moves to all ailments, takes half damage from electric cards and knows no weakness. Nice. Lightning Storms, that is a sick amount of damage for 3 greens or 3 reds. Paralyzes the whole team, very nice. Damages the whole opponent team for 3 reds, 3 greens, 500, beautiful. 200, 2 reds, 2 greens, and the opponent cannot attack for 2 rounds. Great. Even better, 3,500, full power. Against all ailments, takes some damage from electric types. No weakness to earth. Paralyzed opponents take 50 damage if they miss. And all opponents he damages are paralyzed. Wait, damages all opponents that are paralyzed, sorry. Causes permanent paralysis on a 3 green, 3 red, 1,000. Disgusting. 3 greens, 3 reds. 600. Causes paralysis on opponent team, which complements that nicely. And Storm of Ruin, which requires 2 yellows, but is disgusting 500. And the whole team is paralyzed permanently. Foul. This man is foul. He deserves death sentence. He's in Uber tier. Happy days. Glad we got that sorted out, didn't we? Moving on. I told you, I'm going to be snappy today. We are doing a 14-hour collaboration of streams ever again. Okay, 700 HP, S9. That is the wrong card. Sorry, this is the newer card. We don't rank them because I only got so far with that. I didn't get very far, and there's no point ranking amongst all the old ones anyway. Wait, I'm actually kind of curious. Let's just backtrack a bit. Let's just look at things for a moment. I just really want to do a comparison here of what was running through my brain when I was attempting to redo everything. Because I'm kind of curious to see if I actually gave him a buff. It's a shame if I did because I have to rank one specific version. It'd be unfair to use a newer version, but yeah, like, already look at the health. Oh, bollocks. Wait, so the HP is the only increase. Everything else is the same, but he got an extra 200 HP. Alright, fair enough. I think I was trying to make a more balanced game anyway, but wait, like, Hootler's a... Wait, I made Hootler a freaking Uber? Twice? That's a weird Uber. I think I was trying to make a more balanced card game anyway, so yeah, but nah, we don't rank these. We don't rank these. Wait, I gotta see some. Is Sven still? Was Sven gonna be? Oh, shit. Then again, I don't know, because I might have, like, based them all off around each other. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Well, there's him. Anyway, what am I looking for again? Oh, yes, S9 Maverick. I could have sworn I haven't seen him. Oh god, I've gone stupid again. The dementia's kicking in, folks. What? What? What the heck? Have I gone stupid? Am I a dummy? Am I a hecking heck? Or do I just not have this card? The Dementra's kicking in, folks. What? I swear I have not seen this fool anywhere. What? Could it be? I'm missing card? No, I'm not. I'm just the biggest imbecile ever. S9 Maverick, 700 HP. Okay, so next attack will do quadruple damage once this ability is activated, and it can only be activated once again. So you have an ability that is very situational. Quadruple the damage on guaranteed on your next attack once in a whole game. So realistically, you could play this however you want. Napalm bomb it, you know, deal quadruple 250, whatever the hell that is. I mean, Mortar Strike, quadruple the damage on that. Potentially just absolutely goes silly. I mean, there's no point using it on this. Impending Annihilation, 6 frickin' greens. 10 rounds after this attack is used, the entire opposing team gets knocked out. He's alright. His ability's very, very one note. Get to use it once and that's it, but it's strong. But with that being said, he's kind of, I mean, 700 HP. Impending Annihilation is literally never going to be ever used. 6 greens is asking for a lot for someone who only has 700 HP. The attacks, these two are alright, I guess. 60 on a bullet hit is quite low though, but I mean 250 on 3 greens, I didn't even realize it's free. Oh my god. Oh, it's 3 greens, not 2 greens. Oh. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello. Yeah, that was, wow. Okay, that was, I haven't, say no more. That was not good. That was bad. Really bad. Okay, now we got 2 cards to do, because This fella here's got 2, you see. So we've got a base fighting. We've got the dark version. Huh. Wait, what? First time hearing you, but you got a great voice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I am English, so I got that English accent and all that, but normally I think my voice is quite grating, to be honest. But then again, that's what happens when you have to listen to yourself for nearly 25 years. It gets a bit dull and annoying to listen to, but I'm also whispering as well. It's kind of like ASMR, I guess. Local British man reviews silly card game made in Little Big Planet, because why not? Anyway, I gotta look at this real quick. I'm so confused of why I've been... Why have I got, like, 3 freaking hours big on this woman? Holy crap. What the hell? Why was this never in the current version? Yes, card ranking ASMR. Because I know all of you are into ASMR, I think. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I know I'm looking at the newer, unreleased version of the card game, but what is this? This is cool. 1,400. Each time she gets hit, she gains a permanent 50. Light and dark cards cannot harm her, and she gains an additional 1 damage to all lights. 1 yellow, 1,000. This is bonus off the dare attack still. What the frick hit me? The next attack is guaranteed to only deal 2 damage. Instant KOs included. Frantic outburst, 500 free greens hits 2 opponents. If 1 opponent remains, then deal double damage. Holy shit. I was on demon time when I made this, oh my god. If this was actually part of the same set of the cards I'm doing a tier list in, then holy crap, I would put her in, dare I say, S tier. Oh my god, that is really, really good. What the damn hell? And I think I even, like, buff both of these as well. Yeah, I actually did, I think. Huh, interesting. That's a really cool card. It's a shame it's not part of this set. Oh, you know what? Should we cheat the system a little bit here? Should we cheat a little? You know, just do a bit of one-off cheating. I like cheating. We lie, we cheat, we steal. And if anyone doesn't get that reference, then fair enough. But if you do, then you're a G. Hang on, let me move all that. I'm feeling fiendish, so I'm just going to rank a card that's not even part of this set, and it's technically very wrong for me to do, but you know what? I make the rules around here. I do what I... Wait, what am I... Oh yeah, I'm moving all of these into the... layer. I'm being sneaky. Wait, what am I doing? I've already got this here. Oh god, this is... Oh, does it warrant S? Does it warrant S? Does this card warrant S? Let me just have a look. I mean, that suddenly becomes 50 damage. It's infinite scaling. What the hell? Yeah. S. My goodness gracious me. Woman is on demon time. I mean, if you couple that with like a healer, then boom, you know, you just, you're on some serious demon time. But to actually review her actual cards, so she's got 550 on this version, which is very flat, very bad. Spin the wheel at the start of every round. If green sorrow will deal 100 damage to the card with the least HP. If red sorrow will damage the card with the most HP. If yellow, damage both. Very interesting ability, and I really like it. I mean, it's basically a guaranteed at 100 on at least one person, which is good. Very good, very solid. Chokehold 30 damage plus 1 green. Terror cannot do anything when the chokehold is used, however, the opponent will take 30 damage every round. If the opponent hits an attack, this attack stops. Forces the opponent to spin 1 extra time while in use. So it's kind of... If the damage was better, this would be really good. But I can understand why the damage is low, because, I mean, it's like basically permanent paralysis. And it's forever lasting until they hit. Granted, Sarah can't do anything in that meantime, but you can do that. So, I mean, that coupled with that, it can be good. I mean, plus if you got someone who can, like, buff attacks, which I know there is, that could work really well. Low blow, 200 plus, 2 greens. The opponent cannot do anything for 1 round, deals an additional 100 damage to males. How do you even determine who's a male? I mean, there's some people, like, oh, how do you look at that and think, yeah, that's a guy. Yeah, that's a guy. I mean, what are you, an ink blob? I mean, you're a wolf. You're a freak. You're a freak. You're a freak. I guess if it's of undetermined gender, then just assume it's not a guy. Throat strike, 3 greens, 300. The opponent cannot attack for 2 rounds. I mean, Sarah, this version is... She's alright. I wouldn't say she's horrible. It's just the HP stat really lets it down, sadly. So I guess I'm just going to shove her at the very low end of D. That works, I would say. Very nice. Tier list is coming along nicely so far. Right, that is 1 Sarah reviewed out of 3. Now we've got Sarah number 3. 700 HP, Dark Rage. Sarah will deal an additional 105 damage and is immune to damage for 2 rounds when this ability is activated. This can only be activated once per game, which is not very good, admittedly. 2 rounds, once per game, 150 immune. Yeah, it's great, but it's not. It's 100 damage on a 1 green, confusion for 2 rounds. Alright. 2 greens on 100 plus for every ally who isn't knocked out, add 50 to the attack. Alright, neat, I guess. And Shady Strike, 500 damage, 3 greens instantly knocks out like cards. Okay, I have made my opinion already, and I would say you belong right next to your other self. You know what? That's Trent bottom of D. No, why is Trent in D? Am I on crack cocaine? Yes, probably I am. Trent is E. I am being too generous. It's nostalgia blinding me. Don't you feel like a dark type variation is probably not as good? Am I happy with that placement? Yes, I am. I'm happy with that placement. Okay. That is the era of Sarah over and done with. Oh boy. It's you. Now. I know where this guy's going immediately. Like, my mindset on scorch marks has not changed one bit from when I did the tier list last time. But, I mean, let's just do it for the sake of doing it. Scorched Murex has a whopping 2000 HP, which is already really good. The opponent gets burned for 2 rounds if they hit Scorched Murex with a physical attack and is also immune to burns. Very good. 150 on a 1 red, and burns your target for 3 rounds. Solid. Fire Frenzy, 350 on 2 reds, 6 rounds of burning. Incredible. 3 reds for 750 damage, 8 rounds of burning. Foul. Foul. Absolutely foul. There's just really no other way to really say how good he is. To be honest, he's great. He's like he's almost as good as Abaddon. If he's like Abaddon, but not as good. But I mean, to be compared to Abaddon anyway, who's in the top of S at the minute, I mean, take the compliment. Alright, now we've got Rampage up next. I believe Rampage is actually pretty alright as well. I don't think he's quite up there, but I do recall him being an alright card. So, but let's just delve right into it. There he is, Rampage. I mean, he's got 1000 HP, which is nice. Rough scales, opponents who hit Rampage with a physical attack take 50 damage. He's also immune. I mean, takes half damage from physical attacks, which is nice with that HP stat. Makes him very tanky and does recoil, which is always nice. Tail Smash, 202 reds. Nice. Gets swapped out for somebody else. Interesting. Crunch, 3 reds. Permanent bleeding. Solid. Then an instant knockout. Good. He's probably... I would say he's like kind of... maybe top B then. Top B. He's good. But again, he's kind of like... So you know how I compared Abaddon? I said Scorchmarks is not as good as Abaddon. Well, Rampage is basically just not a good version, not as good version of Scorchmarks. And top of B, that works. It's kind of like the evolution. You go from Rampage to Scorchmarks to Abaddon, and they're basically all fundamentally the same. Just Rampage does the worst job out of the 3 of them. Right, next up on the list. I've just realised with how I've done this ordering so far, I've literally just like blitzed most of my characters from the get-go, and holy crap, if you look at this tier list so far, it's actually looking quite balanced. You got a lot more like in the middle, which is what I wanted. A lot in B, but that's to be expected because, you know, B's kind of like the ultimate midpoint almost. Like, this is like the midpoint, really, and it's where the bulk of the cards are, so that's good. You've got at least one person in every tier as well in a minute, which is nice. Right, you. Oh yeah, it's going to get so much worse when we get to guest characters, because suddenly S and S Plus are going to get inflated. Well, okay, maybe not inflated, but they're definitely going to grow. And then suddenly you're going to realize F and G becomes like a house of like 50 people, and it's... madness. Anyway. 550 HP, not good. Lock-on spell. The whole team doesn't require spins for 3 rounds when activated. This only applies to single hit attacks that deal 250 damage or less. Can only be activated once per match. Very good for people who have spammy moves, you know, like that. You know, 250 damage or less, which is a nice amount to cap it out at, because, I mean, 250 damage is no slouch, you know. Moonblast, 101 green, heals for 50 HP, which, I mean, what? Why would you? Magic Shield, 2 greens, becomes immune to damage for 2 rounds, has 2 roll cooldown, 1 use, and 152 greens, total opponent's ability for 2 rounds. Neat, but not much damage going on. The ability is probably the selling point for this one. But it's nice. But do you really, really want to use up a slot just for 3 rounds where you can use attacks that are only single hit, that only are 250 or less? I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I mean, everything else in the kit is pretty meh. I mean, there's people who do this so much better. There's people who do healing attacks better. Why would you even want to make yourself immune on 2 greens? You're literally leaving yourself open for a chance to be immune for 2 rounds. It's not great. And with that, I would honestly have to say that she soundly belongs in a... The only thing saving her from going in F is the ability. If the ability did not exist or was something else, then I'd probably say F, but yeah. Nayin is up next, and this is basically just a watered down version of Ileana, who is currently top of C. So realistically, it only goes down from here. I mean, 4 rounds of whole team immunity is actually really good. But again, we got another instance of a dark type hater, because deals damage, double damage on all dark types. 90 damage on a 2 green is very mid. 50 on 1 green. Burns for 4 rounds. Foul. Terrible. Light of healing. Heals 9 by 50. Removes all the elements she has, which is great. You've got a stat of 600 HP. The only selling point for this card is this. So again, on 4 rounds it's nice, but I mean it's not going to last very long in the grand scheme of things. E. The ability's nice, but everything else just doesn't really make it worth running at all. Because, I mean, you get to a point where this is your last card for whatever reason, you're just not gonna do squiggly. Ha ha ha, I'm funny. I'm not really, sorry. Regardless, we've got terrible times ahead of us with this one. Because he's well and truly just the definition of a terrible card. 500 HP, bad already. Takes after damage from physical attacks. HP, not even great. 80 on a 1 red, paralysis for 2 rounds, not a great attack. 140 on a 2 red, gets swapped out. What is the point in doing that? 2 reds, 50. Opponent cannot attack for 1 round. Yikes! Almighty! Squiggly is just so bad. In every sense of the word. Poor fella. Gee, it is. I need to make a... Oh, God. Nah. Alpha. $300 HP, terrible. Immune to all elements, gonna be 1 myself, for 1 HP. 252 reds spawns for 3 rounds, 100 plus multi hit attack, 553 reds, permanent bleeding. Glass cannon, but a very bad excuse of a glass cannon. Not good at all. Beatrix does your job better, I think. Deary me, I feel like it's only right to put like all these silly glass cannon characters who just don't benefit at all in F. G is truly reserved for the people who are genuinely, so at least they have some mediocre usage, but these are like, come on, there's no point at all. Alright, next up we have got our first, and I think only, ghost and ice type. Tired. No, you're not. 350 HP. The opponent who knocks out Reagan is also knocked out. Yeah, pretty much. They're just glass without the cannon. Best way of putting it. Wow. Well, yeah, good ability. That could be used to screw somebody up. I mean, I guess the low HP complements that ability. So I guess it's kind of like a kamikaze situation you got going on. But 150 on 1 red. Freezes for 1 round. Nice. Haunting Mist, 70, 1 red, causes paralysis for 3 rounds. Horrendous Rail, 2 reds, 300. If the opponent is over 950 HP, deal 100 damage. This is definitely probably the best glass cannon out of the ones we've just reviewed. So, realistically, there's only one place for you, and that is, I would say, D. D. Because the ability is really nice, but I feel like if you're playing against somebody who has their head on, they would never ever in a million years think, oh yes, I'm going to use one of my best characters to knock out you and cost them. It would make no sense, so yeah, I'm going to put them there. I see you creeping behind the door, pal. Do I have any snacks? I don't. I'm out. Flat out of everything, pal. I ain't got shit. Unless there's something in the cupboard. No. Nothing in the fridge. I know damn well there's nothing in the fridge, man. Oh, I mean, if you really want to take them, by all means. I mean, there's packets of pasta and noodles, but let's see if you can be asked to cook them. Have a tin of beans, tin of soup. You know, I think them bars of... What are they? Toffee Crunch. Honestly, I think we've had them since the day we moved in. They'll be fine. Anyway. You know what? I'm going to finish this row. I'm probably going to call it a day because it is 11 o'clock. Oh, gone 11 o'clock actually. But actually, no. Let's finish off these two because then that's the finish of my characters for now, and I feel that would be a good place to finish off. So, but then I won't be able to do a stream tomorrow night because I'm busy on the night. But Sunday will probably be the big stream where I probably hammer down most of them because I got the whole day because I was at work today, so I only managed to start like about an hour ago or something. So it's not great, but yeah, a bit pressed for time for tonight because I want to enjoy my night and not do a tier list of cards all night, you know. I value the time I don't have at work very much. But I just wanted to make at least a start on things, you know, just get a general base set up. Hang on, let me move all these forward. Let me move everything forward, actually. There we go. Right, Zephrine is up next. Wait, that card is outdated. Oh no, the image is outdated, should I say. See, look, I got the new card has the new look. She went from blue, weird person to chick. Anyway, this is the card I gotta... Wait, these cards are literally the same. Oh, fair enough, they're the same. Okay, so 650 HP. Alright. Attacks and abilities that heal opponents now damage them instead. Very cool, I like that a lot. Cyclone Spin 80 on a 1 break, confusion for 2 rounds. Alright, I guess. 150 on the 2 rounds, confusion for 3 rounds. Alright, 350 on 3 breads. I mean, they get swapped out. She's alright. The ability is probably the best thing going on here. You know what? She's alright. She's alright. I think I would have put her in D just for everything else, but the ability's nice because it kind of screws up some people, you know? Like, you could... Like Gino, for example, like Trent. Bottom C. Has the potential to be better, but one of them, isn't it? Right, what we got next? Western. I believe this is the first air type. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, I believe this card was really bad. Yep, 450 HP, not good. Headwind, the opponent must attack after Western no matter what, regardless of their ability. So at least he gets to go first, which is nice. Oh god, yeah, my bad, she was. What am I on about? Sorry, secondary type. Whoops. Teehee. So, right, her wind cannon 1 red 100, the opponent gets swapped out of battles. What is it with wind types doing this? I guess it's on theme, I suppose. 503 reds. It's nice, but when you've got that low health, you want to be getting less spins. Confusion for 3 rounds. 203 and 2 reds. The damage of this attack cannot be reduced at all by the opponent's attacks or abilities. That's cool. He's probably one of the better glass cannons. I mean, he gets speed priority, I guess. But still, meh. Like, you rely on too many, like, higher spins to actually attack as well, so it's... I mean, Breeze Cutter's nice. I do like that. I mean, it's true damage, I suppose, but... Again, like, you're not really going to be able to pull that off very often, if at all. So... Bottom of E! Athena is up next, and I recall her being really bad, unfortunately. Fighting types just seem to get shafted a lot. Alright, 650 HP. Yeah. No, I think Reston was quite low last time as well. I could be wrong, actually. That would be a good... You know what? Let's take a quick pause. Alright. I'm just going to quickly go back into the old stream, and I'm actually going to compare where all of these characters are now versus where they were on the old one. Yeah, fighting types truly got shafted. There's only like maybe like one or two. I know like Halissa's a fighting type, and she was in like, was it S? I think she was top of S in the original one. So, what do you expect from a Claire created character? Let me just quickly see where we're at with all these anyway. I'm genuinely curious to see how my rank is different, because, I mean, I've watched the old streams, but it'd just kind of be interesting to see what they were like prior. It's just finding the exact bit. Oh my god, come on. Alright, so, with what I can see here so far, so, on the tier list, highest ranked out of the characters I've got here was Gino, but now Oneg has actually been buffed up above him. Oneg was originally like high B, so for me to put him above Gino is absolutely nuts, but I think it's warranted. Looking back, he's definitely really good, and I don't know why we slept on that before. I think it was kind of a bit of like earlier on in the rankings, but no, I think he warrants the high A. Obviously, this is going to change because we're like so early on, and characters are going to get moved around, pushed around, but I'm confident with what I've done here. To move Oneg from B to A. Yeah, right, just quickly, these are all the same. These two are the same, you're the same, Oban's the same. Obviously, that was a cheat, but I agree with that regardless. In B, Cryogen is still the same. He's still in B. Rampage is still in B. But we actually, yeah, we still have Rampage above Cryogen on the old one. We actually put Plantzilla in D last time, which I don't really understand why, because Plantzilla had... I mean, actually properly reviewing it, yeah, Plantzilla was actually pretty good and really didn't warrant B. I mean, 2000 HP and like a damage buff halfway, like, come on, I don't know what was thinking. Cryogen is currently high B when he was like literally, I would say, like middle of B last time. That could still change. Archimedes was in... Where is he? I can't see him. Where the heck is he? I'm struggling. Oh, bottom of... It was like low B, so he's like mid this time. Dementra is actually top of B in the old one, and I don't agree with that anymore. Cyrus has had a massive bump up from... Where was he before? Where the heck is he on this tier list? D! He was in D! I've put him in B this time. Scourge was originally also B, right behind Cryogen, so I mean, that fair enough. He's not really changed all that much so far. Howitzer was originally in C tier, so I've bumped him up to a B. Ileana, where are you on the old one? D tier. I've put you in C, top of C. Holy shit. Huntsman, where are you? C tier, yeah, that's the same still. Tesla's still in C on both. Scar is actually top of C. He's not there. Zephrine is... She is... I can't see her anywhere. Wait, are we using an old image on the old one? Can't see her. I can't see her. D tier. Wow, I actually bumped her up a tier. Weaver was in C tier before. I've now bumped him down to D. Grayson was in C, but I bumped him down to D. Sarah was in... Where is that? This version of Sarah, I can't find it. I genuinely can't see. Oh, well, a dark form's in D, so that's the same. Oh, we did it later on in... Oh, wait, I'm actually at the point where I'm about to review it, so hang on a second. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to see where that is. In the meantime, Reagan is also with D, so that hasn't changed. Fenn and Trent have actually... I believe they've... Fenn and Trent are in... Where are they? They're in E. In the old one, oh, they're still in E. S9, he was... I can't even... You know, this is so pain in the arse to do. You are in D on the old one. I put you in E now. You're in E, which is still the same. Weston is in top of E, and the old one is now below E. F had... Beatrix was in G in the old one. I've now bumped her up to F. Butcher was also in F. G, now he's in F. Alpha was also in G, but now he's in F. Skylar was in... I can't see. E, but no, she's in F. And then Squiggly and Serena are still Gs. So there is some similarities, but there is actually some notable differences, which is cool, because this is how I wanted it to. I knew it'd be similar, but different in a lot of ways. But yeah, I'm happy where this is going at the minute. After looking through everyone, I definitely agree with this, what I've done so far, as opposed to what I did with these guys originally. Anyway, we got another card to review. Athena has 650 defensive stance. She can change into her defense mode. In this one, she'll take 100 less damage, but her attacks will only deal 20 damage. This can be activated and deactivated at the start of a round. Why would you even do that? It's not even worth it. For such a low HP as well. Power up punch, 1 green. Every time this attack hits, it will permanently deal 10 extra damage. This attack can only get 5 buffs, capping out at 100 damage. Foul. KO punch 400, 3 greens, go on attack for 2 rounds, shield smash 152 greens, confuse support. Yikes. That is really bad. But... No! What? Oh, sugar. I'm actually going to bump her down. Don't ignore me putting her in E. I'm actually going to bump her down to F. Actually, yeah, that works. You know, there's a problem when, like, I'm rating literally 3 of the worst glass cannons in the whole game better than you and you. Like, get your act together, fellas. Who we got? Aquarius is up next. The meme himself. Meme man. The memer. The memer. He's finally here. Coming for you. Know the words you can join into. Put your hands together. I have no idea. There was something about him. I really don't know what it was, but he just became a meme. It just seems to be a reoccurring thing for some people. They just become memes for no reason, other than for the sake of becoming a meme. But Aquarius has 700 HP. When Aquarius is hit by an attack, he'll set heal HP equal to the attack's damage. This ability has a free roam cooldown. Very nice. Retaliation Strike. 2 greens. When you use this attack, you cannot do anything once the opponent attacks you. However, they'll take the same amount of damage as Aquarius takes. Very nice. Crystal Roller, 50 damage, 1 green. The whole team recovers 20. That is terrible. Then 90 on 1 green causes bleed for 2 rounds. You know what? Just, yeah. He's good, but not great. Yeah, he did kind of look a bit goofy in his original, his outfit. His original outfit was, it wasn't the best, admittedly. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to pull the actual stream up a second. Just so I can actually see the full chat again. Anyway, yeah, I think he's definitely got a bit of an edge on everyone, though, here, but still, D. D for sure. Donkey Kong! There we go. Aquarius is top of the D tier. Phantasma. This was a weird one. Right, so we've got Phantasma, who has 50 HP, officially the lowest HP we've seen so far now. Spectral Curse. Phantasma only takes 10 damage from all attacks, so she is still knocked out by instant knockouts. Every time the opponent misses, she will heal 10 HP, and the max HP cannot be increased. Very nice. It's a gimmick, again, but there are a lot of counters to this. There are people who ignore abilities, there are people who inflict ailments, which will crucify this. I mean, poison does 40 damage alone, so, you know, like, all it takes is one person to hit you with poison, and then that's it, you're dead. Unless, then again, I guess unless it, I mean, I suppose it would reduce ailment damage to 10. But then again, there's people who do true damage, which just does not care about this stuff and will deal the amount of damage it says. So, right, 200, 2 greens, disables the opponent's ability for 2 rounds. Nice, I guess. This attack will deal no damage on... The next attack will deal no damage on Phantasma. She cannot attack one. Why? That is so good until it gets to the however. The however is literally just like, what is... There's no point to this. No point. Power or 82 greens. Just... You fellas seen enough to know where you belong. Sadly, still better than them two, because them two are literally doing nothing for you. Oh no. This is where things get stupid. Because I know damn well this card's stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you probably one of the most cursed cards you'll ever see. Someone who genuinely has no right to be as broken as they are, but what do you expect from a card whose literal whole persona is just copying other people? Only naturally were you going to be broken if that was what your playstyle was going to be. So, with that being said, I can't find the card. Haha, one moment please, I will find it. Huh? I'm doing that thing again where I'm like completely just glossing over it like a Dumbo. I'm pretty sure he was neutral type. Yeah, he had all sorts of like copying shit. Oh wait, no, he's ghost type now. He's ghost type now, not neutral. So Mimic has question mark HP, but that is because of mimicry, where he copies the HP and ability of the first opponent it faces. He cannot copy transformation abilities or abilities that makes the card leave after a set amount of rounds. If the opponent doesn't have HP, he just gets a flat 1000, which is really good. Move steal, choose one of your opponent's attacks. Cannot use transformation attacks. Very good. Perma copy, choose one of your opponent's attacks to permanently keep. Then obviously the attack replaces perma copy. You can't use it on transformation, but you can copy someone's really good attack for 1 red. And then ability swap, then you can just swap abilities on the fly. Mimic has so much going on. The potential to turn Mimic into an absolute devastating beast is honestly just ridiculous, and I wouldn't quite say S tier because you're still limited in a lot of aspects. It's really down to how the enemy team plays out, but on average I would say Mimic just belongs in S because of all of that. For sure. Wait, hold on a minute, I didn't mean to do that. Right, Frostcar's coming up, and if I remember correctly, Frostcar was probably one of the worst cards in the set. Downright terrible. And I mean that. Because this fella's bad. He bad. He real bad. What? Oh, I've done it again, where are you? There you are. Right. Frostcar has 1000 HP, which is nice, but that'll fool you. When Frostcar freezes opponents, they take 20 damage every round so long as they are frozen. Unstable card, 2+, 3 greens. Deals the same amount of damage as your opponent's most recently used attack. If the opponent hasn't used an attack, deal 2 damage. Well, actually, that's pretty good, to be fair. Wait. 300 on 3 greens. Freezes the opponent for 2 rounds. Slack my stab, 152 greens. Freezes the opponent for 1 round. Huh. Huh. I could have sworn Frostcar was a lot worse. Well, that... What? We just really mean to this guy. What the hell? He's actually pretty... not horrible. Not great. But a C? Yes. A good C as well. Yes. You know what? Screw it. I think he's worthy of top of C. I just feel like that move can be really interesting because, like, you could get hit by a pretty good attack and still live. And then it's not asking for... I mean it is. I mean, I guess. But, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But what I'm planning on doing anyway, I'm gonna, like, go through the tier list at the end. Or, like, halfway through. Reevaluate. I'm gonna, like, reevaluate it in, like, segments and just kind of, like, build it truly how it should be. Horicos, I remember being really good. I remember putting him really high. I think he was in air last time, so probably going to have a similar thing going on again. If he's as good as I remember. I've freaking missed him again. What? Oh, he's there. I found him. Found him. Right. So he's got 950 HP. Nice. Element reverse. Elements have a reverse effect on Horicos. Burns, poison, and confusion all heal Horicos instead. Bleeding makes him attack first. Paralysis allows one less spin, and freezing is ignored. Beautiful. Beautiful. So not only are you immune, really, but they benefit you. And when so many people use them, really good. Gale wins 250 plus on 2 greens. For every ally knocked out, deal an additional 30 damage. Really nice. Fury springs 450 on a 3 green. Swaps them out. Nice. And an instant knockout. Horicos is solid. I'd put him like, probably like, high B. Great example of a nice card that's solid overall, but isn't like broken. He's like probably like I like to look at like B and C and say these are probably like what I like cards to be. They're very balanced. They're not broken. They're just kind of, you know, good. But when you start getting into A and S plus, and it's like these guys get foul really quickly. Abomination is up next with the no HP, has the ability Unstable Mutant, which he cannot be damaged and will be knocked out 10 rounds after being brought out, but can be affected by instant knockouts, which is risky. Opponents who hit Abomination with a physical attack become poisoned for 2 rounds. Toxic Bile, 101 red, poisons the opponent for 3 rounds. Nice. 20 damage, Poison Clone, 2 reds, poisons the entire opponent team for 6 rounds. I guess the whole purpose of that is just to get widespread poison, which fair enough. Gastro with 50 damage, 2 reds, poisons the opponent and negates their ability for 4 rounds. Yeah. D. Not really much to really say about that one. Just kind of alright. Not bad, but not good. Geiger is up next. 1500 HP, very nice. Only takes 10 damage from all physical attacks. If Geiger remains unhit for 3 rounds, all attacks will deal a 200 damage. This buff is lost if hit. Interesting. So, I mean, potential there. Potential to deal a lot of damage. Focus Punch, 1 green. Once used, Geiger cannot attack for 5 rounds. Once the 5 rounds is up and the opponent is knocked out instantly. If this attack fails, this Geiger is hit. So, I mean, it's very risky, but if you pull it off, it's nice. It's a shame there's no paralysis going on because you would probably benefit a lot from paralysis. But, I mean, cannot attack on the next turn. Titan Strike, 553 greens. Head Smash, 252 greens. Confusion for 2 rounds. I mean, he's strong. He can be stronger if he doesn't get hit. Overall, nice. I wouldn't put him like that. I would probably. He's kind of probably. I'm gonna say probably right around these guys. He seems like he fits along with them pretty well. Very similar, all three of them. I'd say probably the weakest out of these three, I would say. There we are, very nice. B has now ascended into a second, well, descended into a second row, should I say. How? Oh god. Now, I'm gonna warn you all right now. I already know where Haldor's going. I alluded to it earlier. If you already seen the last stream, you know. Fellow over here, he's on demon time, and I mean some serious demon time. Already, beautiful HP, 1200. But it's this godforsaken ability, Bringer of Armageddon. The whole team will deal an additional 350 damage for 4 rounds. Once this ability is activated, this ability can only be activated once per game. Alongside this, Haldor is always immune to elements and able to be knocked out with instant knockouts. What the hell is that? That is his vile behaviour. You could get someone who just has easy spins, 350 damage. Trent with his silly little multi-hit attack suddenly becomes an absolute massacre incarnate freak of hell. Boulder toss 600 damage on 3 reds, paralysis 4 rounds, disgusting. Carnage 151 red. You'll be locked into it for 3 rounds though, but still, it's nice on a 1 red. Event Earthquake 303 reds, damages the whole opponent team. Need I say more about this fella? He is so freaking disgusting, and for that, he's top of S. Top of S. Just like that. Yeah, top of S. I was debating whether or not S plus for a second, but when I was like, nah. Haldor is the definition of S. He is the gatekeeper from S to S plus. You need to beat the Haldor allegations to ascend. Iskall is a tragedy of a card, which makes me so sad because he's one of my most favourite design characters. He just is so bad. 600 HP, terrible. Opponents who hit Iskall with a physical attack become frozen for 1 round, which is nice, but the HP is just lacking. 2 greens on 150, freezing for 2 rounds. Alright, Icicle Rake, 71 green, causes bleed for 2 rounds. Terrible attack. Snowstorm Fury is a multi-hit. I don't think he's... I don't know where we ranked him last time, but he's just kind of... He's not the best. Freezing's good. Like, the fact that you can freeze on physicals is nice, but... I'd definitely say he's got... yeah. Probably got, like, a slight advantage on them. Oh. You know what, Iskall's just gonna go top of D, why the hell not? I feel like he probably does everyone, outdoes everyone here, to be honest. But that's about it. What the hell is a portrait go? I can't tell it which way is which. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Who's next? The Crow, the Flow, whatever the rest of the song goes. I thought it was in for a second, but it wasn't. There he is. Big scary fella. 750 HP. Yeah. Murderous Onslaught. For every knockout the crow gets, it will receive a 100 damage boost to his attacks. But yeah, I ain't got the HP for that. 152 greens, cause bleed from 350, 3 greens, 7 rounds, jeez. Instant knockout. Just another case of D where you've got potential, but you just can't do much with it. I guess he's doing a lot better than some folk. You know what? We got our new topper D, I think. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Right, now we've got these 3 left. And I'm gonna wrap it up because it's 3 minutes to midnight over here now, so I guess this is... Yeah, it really was. The brain lag is starting to kick in because of how tired I'm starting to feel. I'm doing everything so stupid now. Oh well, it is what it is. You know, I'm just gonna bust all 3 of these out together because, you know, why the hell not? Just rapid fire these 3 because I know they're all pretty weird in their own wonderful ways, except for Veranoxus, you're terrible. I already know you're terrible. Right, Veranoxus, 150 HP, shit. Blistering speed, always attack before the opponent, which is nice, but it can't be swapped to. Can't be knocked out unless on 1 HP. Attacks that would knock him out would instead leave him on 1 HP. Still knocked out. 201 green. Look, basically, another glass cannon. But he's probably the best one out of the effers. So you, my friend, go right there because you suck. Shame, because dude literally has one of the best freaking looking portraits out of any of the ones I made, and he just effing it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm effing it. I'm never saying that again. I'm so sorry. Holy crap. Hive has 250 HP. Corrupted DNA. Attacks that do less than 50 only do 1 damage. Attacks that do 50 or more only do 10 damage. Takes an additional 50 damage from poison and burns, however, which is funny because he is part poison type, so why? Who knows? Spore Explosion, 80 plus damage, 1 green, deals an additional 80 damage on the next 2 turns. Its attack has 2 round cooldown. Space Virus, 100 damage, 3 greens, inflicts literally everything but freeze for 2 rounds. That potential stab is 152 greens, causes bleeding and poison for 2 rounds. He's a weird card. There are a lot of cards who can counter that just because of ability, negation, and whatnot. He's got very strange attacks that are just kind of... So, like, this... Flabbity, floobity, doobie, dooba. Scoobity dooba, scoobada boobada, right into E. The E Machoy. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. I'm done skis. And finally, everyone's favourite, IGSB, who has, on paper, one of the worst, but paired with the right people, like Haldor, most foul attacks you'll ever see in your life. He has 800 HP. Best ally, all attacks only do half damage to IGSB. He is also immune to all ailments. Very nice. An instant knockout with a very goofy name. Useless jab. 2 damage. No spins. At least he tried. Pair him with Haldor, or anyone who can buff damage, and suddenly that too becomes something far more terrifying. I mean, Haldor is a 350 damage boost. You could literally use it, swap out, spam this with no repercussions whatsoever. I mean, laser beam's 1 red with 50, but I mean, at that point, you might as well just use useless W3 in that scenario. Just because of that factor alone, I feel like B for Buddy. B for Buddy. Then I'm gonna slap him probably like between Hula and Cryogen, I think, because that seems about right. I would say, like, he's kind of very middle, but that potential is grim. The potential to just do what you can do is foul. You turn the most useless attack in the game to probably one of the best attacks in the game, and it's mad that he has the best attack in the game when he doesn't initially. It's mad. But yes, we are done for now. I have officially reached brain rot level where I just cannot go on any longer. But this is currently where we are at with the tier list. We have so far got Zephyros in the Uber category because he's an Uber. Then we've got S+, which has Fantastic Player on Null. S that has Haldor, Mimic, Abaddon, and Sarah's full-powered form, which I cheated on, and yes, I know, but whatever. We've got A that has Oneg, Geno, and Scorchmorex. B that has Rampage, Plantzilla, Geiger, Horikos, Cryogen, IGSB, Archimedes, Dementros, Cybers, Howitzer, and Scourge. C has Frostcore, Huntsman, Ileana, Tesla, Scar, Zephyr. D, The Crow, Iskall, Aquarius, Weaver, Grayson, Sarah, Darkform, Abomination, Reagan. E, we've got Hive, Trent, Fen, S9 Maverick, Yashiri, Nyan, Sir Weston. F, Veronoxis, Beatrix, Butcher, Alpha, Athena, Skylar, Avengi tier. We've got Phantasma, Squiggly, and Serena. And just like that, we are done for the first part. We got there. I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and then I'm going to save it. And I'm just going to say it right now, guys. I appreciate you all tuning in. I know there's not many of you. I appreciate Blue. She stuck through the whole thing. Mad respect. But if I save this right now, my data may corrupt, so I don't really know where this is going to go. But if this stream ends prematurely because of that, thank you for watching, guys. I will get around to doing the rest of... Well, not maybe the rest of the tier list, but I will get around to doing more of the tier list on Sunday. So make sure you're around for that. You don't want to miss it. Well, you probably do, let's be honest. But, you know, with that, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to save this and then just pray that my data doesn't corrupt. So, no, you're welcome. Oh my god, Jay Tunes. Oh no, Jay shows up at the last second. Oh, that is foul. Bro, I was literally about to wrap up, but you know what, Jay, just yeah, I restarted it. This is currently how it's looking. This is how it's looking so far. I've stopped. You know what? No, guys. I'm gonna do a solid, right? Just because Blue stuck through the stream the whole time, and just because Jay's here, I'm gonna do a little special 2 offer. I'm gonna do it now if I can find them. I think you know which 2 cards I'm gonna do. It should be pretty obvious on which ones I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna, leave the suspense. God, I can't find anyone. Ah, there's one. Yeah, you know it had to be done. Come on, we're gonna do this. Screw it. We'll just throw Henny in there for Claire as well. We'll review all 3 of these now. Little nice end to the stream. And we'll review Henny, Levion, and 1. So Henny, I believe we put her in A last time, and there was a very good reason for that, because she is probably one of the best balanced cards that Claire's ever produced. So, I mean, just for a start, she's got no HP, but that's because she's like in a fantabular null situation where she leaves after 15 rounds, and her attacks change. She's got a season gimmick, and they change depending on the season, which autumn is activated on a red spin, and spring is activated on a green spin. So we've got a reality ratio that requires 3 greens, and it basically just disables an attack on an opponent permanently, but it can only be used once per opponent, which is a nice balance. It's not broken. It doesn't completely render a card useless. Then we've got Behave, Be Gone, and obviously that is the season gimmick kicking in here. So we've got Behave, which is activated on the green, and the opponent requires double spins for 5 rounds. 1 red is Be Gone, which is the opponent's just swapped out. It's nice for juggling people, you know, nice for... it's basically, Behave is just like a version of paralysis, but on crack, basically. And then we've got Heartstrings / Finale. Heartstrings is activated on 3 greens, and Finale is activated on 4 reds. And Heartstrings will reduce the opponent's HP to 1, which is really good on 3 greens. And then, yeah, at least it's not 50 rounds, unlike a certain Tyraxius, but we'll get onto him at some point. And then Finale reduces the whole enemy team to 100 HP. And as I said before, Henny is a really solid card. And just for that simple fact alone, she lives amongst the A-tier folk without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Jet, the craziest thing of this whole thing was discovering that we slept on Oneg, and I honestly, in my own personal opinion, believe that Oneg is better than Gina and Scorchmarks. And I know that is absolute blasphemy, but that's what I believe. I might... not at the minute, no. We've kind of like a lot of what I've done at the minute, because the thing is, the ordering is actually different this time round, and he had a lot going on. He's got so much going on. He has healing, high damage. He's got permanent damage increases, good attacks, good spins. He's got durability. Overall, he's really solid. I know Gino's got the whole revive thing, but you know, it's hard to say, because I would honestly say, thinking back, they're probably just... I would say they're on par with each other, which is kind of fitting that they're on par, but you know what? Yeah, you know it has to be done, you know, he can't be below him, but yeah, I'd still say they're on par. Still really both solid cards, for sure. Anyway, Levion, who's up next? I think we already established in the past that Levion was really good. 700. Upon entry, does 200 physical damage to the opponent. However, he's banned for 3 rounds. Banning is not the end-all be-all, though. It's only for 3 rounds. And it must be activated once the moment he swaps in, which is nice, because you're getting a free 200. You know? Nice... 200, so you're getting a nice 200. Right, like, I mean, you get banned because of it, but I guess it's kind of the Sriracha special, the Schrodinger's cat. God, I was watching back on that, and that... I don't even know why that got me as much as it did, but I was in hysterics when I just saw Schrodinger. It was because it was censored. It was censored to everyone else, that was why. And the moment I read it, I was like, Schrodinger's, and I'm like, why is why it's censored? But yes, the... receptive tactics. Required spins. This attack mirrors the most recently used attack. The spins required are the same as the... does nothing. There was a card who had a very similar attack. I genuinely can't remember who it was. The Sachiyama special, or, you know, the Sriracha special, if you want to call it that. 400 damage on 1 red. Very nice. But... yeah. Honestly, it even got me laughing when I watched it again. It was funny. But this attack is... I mean, I know it has 1 use, but Christ almighty, this attack will just mollywop anybody. And I mean anybody. Uber. You want to use this for an Uber, like 110%, or someone who's just giving you a lot of grief with a high health and all that. Fear the Sriracha sauce. Fear the Sriracha special. Fear the Sriracha Schrodinger, you know. Fear it. Run from it. Hide from it. Cosmic Blast 100 on 1 red. And then, yeah, you know, this move beautifully complements that. Jay, you made yourself a really good card. The only thing letting it down is the HP. But, with that being said, I feel like Le'Veon is, without a shadow of a doubt... Nah, I'm kidding. He's going in there. Who am I kidding? Even with the health, he's in there. Like, there's just no... there's just, you know... Lower though, because I feel like the health is the only thing letting him down. But other than that, he's solid. He's so good. He has the potential to just literally get rid of like a pest. You know, I mean, unless there's counters to it, but like even then, it's rare that there's actually counters to stuff like that. So, but even then, like you know, receptive tactics as well. It's good. He's got a good kit. So with that, bottom of air, bottom of air. Next up, we've got one who has 650 HP. Fighting through. One is immune to bleeding, burns, and poison. She'll take half the damage from all attacks. Very nice. Very good. You know, you've got not full ailment immunity, but you've got ailment immunity from 3 there, which, you know, take it. Half damage from all attacks. Can't be knocked out by instant knockouts. But the ability is negated against one very specific card, who, if I remember correctly, Vault, he was alright. But, I mean, like, what are the odds of you running into Vault when there's actually nearly 300 cards in the card game? It's, you know, it's very, very low, realistically. And it's all about how someone else wants to play their team. But one has a very good ability. The health is not great, but when you take the ability into account, very good. So... you got Valkyr Talons, I think that's how you pronounce it. Me and my dumb British pronunciation of words, you gotta love it. 100 on 1 red, causes bleeding for 4 rounds, and heals for 50. So, you know, you've got some healing there as well, which is really nice. Psychokinetic Tear, 100 plus. A very, very solid multi-hit. And then, on top of all that, an instant knockout. One's very bulky. She's got a lot going for her. She's got good attacks, a lot of ailment spam. Overall, very solid. Very, very solid indeed. And you know what we do with solid blue? Well, it's only fitting that you belong on the top of the B tier. No, I'm kidding. Maybe not top of B, but I would say you're definitely... You know what? Yeah, because, yeah, that works. Like, right here, I would say. Right there. B for blue. One's very good. I like one. One's card's good. Let me just fix that real quick. There we go. And let's just arrange this really quickly. Come here, Cyrus. There we go. Just like that. That is where I'm going to leave it. That is where I'm going to leave it. Bask in its glory so far. This is what we are working with. Quite spread out, to be honest. I'm really liking all this. I mean, there's a lot more in B than any others, but it's good. We got a lot of people done in quite a short space of time, to be honest. I mean... I don't know what time I started the stream. Hang on, let me check. Because, I mean, it's midnight now. I sent the link to the stream. Oh, yeah, I dropped squiggly all the way down. Some people in the lower ones have moved around, like, yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head who was where, but, yeah, this is basically it at the minute. I did... Yeah, honestly, like, the thing is, this is, obviously with the exception of the 3 I just did then. And to be fair, I started the stream at 10, like, about, you know, I've been doing it for about nearly 3 hours. I've managed to cover all this, but I've like, just blitzed through them, to be honest, because, like, I've already got a better knowledge of the cards off right from the get-go, and, yeah... But yeah, honestly, this tier list is going to go off the rails very soon. I mean, we all know. I mean, it's already. I mean, we've already got 6 in S and S plus. So I mean, but yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up. We've got a nice hefty amount of characters done. I mean, how many have I actually got done so far? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. I sneezed. 51, 52. I've done 55 in 3 hours. That's not bad, I'd say. I've done a considerable amount. Most of them were just mine, though. But that's because of the order of the object I pulled out. But there, done, dusted. I'm gonna, as I say, I'm gonna do the bulk of it on Sunday when I've got a whole day to focus on it. But I can't do anything tomorrow because, as I say, I'm busy. I know Jay wasn't here for that, but I may as well say it again. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it. So I'm gonna once again save the object. And as I say, this may corrupt me. That's why I took a screenshot of it beforehand. But if I die here, then I die. But thank you for watching, guys. Sorry you tuned in so late, Jay, but it's one of them. But hopefully you can be here for a future one. But yeah, just rewatch it, rewatch it. It'll be right. But yeah, I'm going to call it quits. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to save this now. And if this stream dies, it dies. Oh, God. Is it going to do it? So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Oh my God, is it actually gonna let me? I lived. Oh my God, I lived. Praise the Little Big Planet gods. Yeah, and then just like that, it's done saving. I lived. Well, I'm gonna get off, but yeah. Cheers for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Peace out.